It was a cold autumn night in Ireland, sometime in the 1600s. The fog is low, the moon hidden, and if you believe the story, somewhere out there, a man is walking. He has no place to go, no home, no rest, just a hollowed out turnip in his hand. And inside that turnip, a single burning coal, glowing like the last ember of a fire. The man's name is Jack, and if you see him, you should turn and run, because Jack doesn't belong to heaven. He doesn't belong to hell. He doesn't belong nowhere, and yet he walks among us. This is the story of Stingy Jack and how his cursed lantern became the glowing face of Halloween. Jack was a man that nobody liked. He was a drunk, a trickster, and worst of all, stingy. He lived off lies and schemes, cheating everyone around him. One night, he invited the devil to share a drink. But when the bill came, Jack had no money. Instead, he convinced the devil to turn into a coin. Jack pocketed it beside a silver cross, and the devil was trapped. Jack bargained his release for the promise that his soul would never belong to hell. Years later, Jack died. Heaven turned him away. Hell turned him away. So the devil gave him a single burning coal, laughing as he hurled it toward him. Jack hollowed out a turnip and placed the ember inside. That night, he began walking the earth, not alive, not dead, just cursed. People began to whisper about the faint glow of a lantern bobbing in the night. They called him Jack of the Lantern, and eventually, the jack-o'-lantern. But Jack wasn't the only one people feared. For the ancient Celts, October 31st was Samhain, the night the veil between the worlds grew thin. Fires were lit to guide the good spirits home, but the bad ones had to be driven away. So families carved faces into root vegetables, turnips, potatoes, rutabagas, and placed candles inside. Their twisted, grinning faces were wards, not decoration, protection. And in every one of those carvings there was the shadow of Stingy Jack. When immigrants came to America, they brought their jack-o'-lanterns with them. But here, they found something new. Pumpkins, softer, bigger, hollow, easier to carve. The tradition transformed. By the late 1800s, newspapers showed sketches of glowing pumpkins. And by the early 20th century, carving jack-o'-lanterns was Halloween rituals. By the mid-1900s, the pumpkin was Halloween. And here's where it really got dark, because Jack's lantern wasn't unique. Around the world, people will tell stories of mysterious lights, glowing orbs of flickering lanterns that appear in the dark, and they almost always mean one thing: death. In Ireland and Britain, they were called will-o'-the-wisp, or fairy fire, ghostly lights that appeared in bogs and marshes. Travelers would follow them and were lured into the water and drowned. In Wales, they were known as corpse candles, tiny lights that drifted along roads and through graveyards, believed to foretell funerals. If you saw one moving toward a house, someone inside would die. In the Ozarks and Appalachia, people whispered about spook lights, mysterious balls of fire dancing along ridges and riverbanks. They were said to be lost souls or lanterns carried by men who died violent deaths. In every culture, the warning was the same. If you see a light in the distance, flickering where no person should be, don't follow it. Because it doesn't lead you home. It leads you into the dark. And that's exactly what Stingy Jack became. A man cursed to walk forever, carrying the same kind of false light that people had feared for centuries. Today, we carve pumpkins with silly smiles and cartoon eyes and even intricate art. But the truth is, every candle flickering behind a pumpkin is part of something much older. It's a ward against the dead. It's a shield against the lost. And it's a reminder of a cursed man wandering with his lantern. So this October, when you see a street glowing with jack-o'-lanterns, remember, they're not just decorations. They're warnings. They're guardians. They're echoes of something that came from the dark. And if you ever find yourself walking alone on an October night, and you noticed a faint glow ahead, bobbing, swaying, as if someone is carrying a lantern, don't follow it.